On a juvenile delinquent in the offseason in his major league debut. Into the windup in his first offering. Just a bit outside.
And welcome back to WTL, everybody. I'm your host, Andy Class, and this is Where's the Line, Nebraska's one and only sports betting show. I'm joined by, like always,
Gibran,
the Parlay Pounder.
Yes, sir.
And we got NFL football starting bright and early Sunday morning. We're going to take you all the way through Monday night.
Yeah.
But let's get to that 8:30 a.m. kickoff. That is Minnesota taking on the New Orleans Saints. And they're kicking off over in London. That's why we're starting things off so early.
Yeah, Andy, that's really, knocking into my drinking Saturday night because I have to be up at 8:30 to watch this Vikings-Saints game. Like you said, Andy, it's over there in London. The line's sitting right here now. I'm seeing Minnesota as a -3 favorite with the over-under sitting at 43.5.
Okay, I'm already seeing movement down to 2.5, so it's getting off that key number of 3.
Yeah.
But these two teams, I'll tell you what, they are 1-5 against the spread so far this season. New Orleans has been one of the most underwhelming teams.
Yeah, for sure.
Vikings even lost kind of a head scratcher there, but they're still 2-1.
Exactly.
Okay, the real record here, they're still 2-1.
Yeah.
So I really like this at 2.5.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that on Minnesota big time because I think they're probably going to win by a field goal.
No doubt. Minnesota's still trying to figure out their offensive identity under Kevin O'Connell. Mm-hmm. The Vikings can be a massive passing team with Kirk Cousins if he's playing good. It just
a small if there.
No, it just seems that in prime time he kind of fades. I don't like to play into that too, but the freaking science behind it is so crazy.
It's overwhelming.
It's overwhelming. They also got to get on track with the running. Dalvin Cook's banged up a little bit, so you might see a little bit of Alexander Madison this week.
But the drop-off really in there with Madison.
No,
his numbers are about the same.
Yeah.
The
Saints are all over the place of trying to find balance and
I don't know
explosive. Jameis, and they'll be hurting for a while. They just lost to the Panthers to give them their first win of the year. Dennis Allen's defense can only contain so much in London. I really think the Vikings really jump out here with a 24-17 win and cover the spread.
Okay, I kind of like that too. I like Minnesota, and I think it's going to be kind of like how we approach Thursday night football.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little bit of a watered-down
for sure.
game plan. You got the travel and all that type of stuff and a goofy kickoff and everything else. So, Minnesota, especially at 2.5, you can get them there.
Yeah.
Getting off that key number of 3.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to New England versus Green Bay. This is a 3:30 kickoff over on CBS. Green Bay, kind of a big favorite here. I was kind of surprised to see this line so big. 9.5 is what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, a lot of books has pushed this to 10.5 already,
wow.
Andy.
All right,
and that's pretty crazy to think about that being a spread against the Patriots. You've never really seen that in the last 10, 15 years.
But things
they
happening
do
here.
not look good, Andy.
No.
The Patriots do not look good. The Packers are, back to rolling with the ideal offense and defensive complementary football with Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers, just kind of the way they liked it.
Lighten it up.
Rodgers outdueled the GOAT last week, and now he'll take on, to the shell of his former team, Bill Belichick's defense. I just don't.
No.
I think this might be the lock of the week, taking the Packers at 10.5. I
That's a lot of points in the NFL, man.
I know it is. And I think Brian Hoyer might be the starting quarterback for the Patriots.
I think you're right.
So I really think they're going to kind of spread it on them. Packers win 30-10. Cover the spread.
And New England, thus far, early season, young season, I get it, but they are 0-2-1 ATS, and Green Bay's on the other side of that.
Yeah.
So everything's pointing towards Green Bay. I just hate it, though, in the NFL when it gets around that 9-10 point range. That's a lot of points.
You're right.
In the NFL. And the over-under is sitting there at 40.5, and that's split right down the middle. Everyone kind of agrees with 50% of the bets going one way, 50 the other right now.
Yeah.
Boy, the bookies, the cappers, they got that one just right as well.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be tough for New England to score over 14 points.
Yeah, me too,
I really
Andy.
do.
Me too, Andy.
So with that thought going into it, if I had to lean one way, I'd probably be leaning towards the under.
Perfect.
But,
I like it.
All righty, so let's move on to another 3:30 kickoff on CBS. That is the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
Taking on the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, man, the Raiders have just been abysmal, but the Denver Broncos have looked terrible too, but they're still sitting with 2 wins.
Still won.
Yeah, Vegas has not won a game. They're 0-3. They are the 2.5-point favorite right now on my book, Andy, with a 45.5 over/under.
And whether I'm reading up my usual journals and things of that nature and following the cappers that I like to follow, everyone kind of keeps saying, they go back to, well, Las Vegas has to win sometime.
Exactly.
They have to turn around sometime.
Exactly.
They're sitting at 0-3 and 0-3 against the spread as well, and somehow, the luck has to run out for Denver sometime.
I think so, Andy.
I mean, and they're coming off a short week, right?
Yes.
That was just an ugly game.
Yeah.
Ugly
that somehow
game.
they won.
Yeah. What was that, 11-10?
Yeah, it was bad. The Broncos and Raiders are breaking into new offensive-minded coaches, obviously with Nathaniel Hackett with the Broncos and Josh McDaniels with the Raiders. Russell Wilson and Derek Carr have been slow to adapt to both of these things. The play calling isn't in sync for either team right now.
No.
I think desperation kicks in for Carr and the Raiders, though, and the feisty Raiders, and they get the win, get them back to a suddenly underachieving AFC West, in the pack there. Raiders win 23-20 and cover the spread.
All right, there you go. Yeah, because that 2.5 right now, it's off that key number of 3. So get in on it right now. If you Las Vegas at home, I'd have to agree with you there. I think they have to turn around as well. They are not as bad as a team as they've been playing up to this point. A lot of questionable coaching, but you could also say the same for Denver, or maybe more so.
Even more so.
And that clock management is going to bite them.
It has to.
Yeah, so in Las Vegas, that might not be a good place to trip up on that stuff again.
Yep.
All right, so let's move on to the main event.
There you go.
Monday Night Football. All the lights are going to shine bright because it's the 49ers hosting the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah.
Where they are the 1.5-point favorite are the 49ers.
Yeah. Yep. It's, kind of a rivalry game, both West Coasters and Rams sitting at 2-1, but it hasn't been a pretty 2-1 like we've said about a few teams on here. And San Francisco just lost that terrible game against, like we were saying, the Denver Broncos to go 1-2. They are, with the new quarterback, Trey Lance is out for the season. Jimmy G just got back in there, and we were talking about this a little bit off air, Andy. Jimmy G looked like he hasn't been practicing. Yeah. He kind of just got thrown into that starting position, which I believe is true. So maybe he tightens it up a little more in this game. And with this 1.5-point, favorite against the defending Super Bowl champions, a lot of people are thinking that as well.
Yeah, and it's split right down the center there. I think the wrong team is favored. I like LA here.
Yeah.
I know it's a road game and it's tough to play in San Francisco or Santa Clara or Oakland or wherever they're playing games at now. But LA's shown me a heck of a lot more than the 49ers, and it feels like LA might be trending the right way.
Yeah.
And San Francisco is trending the wrong way. And they've just been offbeat from the get-go. Saying Trey Lance is our starter regardless, not allowing Jimmy G to study the playbook, or be in practice. And I think that showed more than anything. I mean, he stepped out of the back of the end zone.
Yeah, he did.
I saw a pretty funny meme on that, though. That was pretty funny where it says end racism, and Jimmy G put his foot down.
Hey, I'm all behind that
me
guy.
Me too. Jimmy G, you're an inspiration. You're also an inspiration for me to take the Rams here and that plus money.
Well, this should be a typical grinding, close physical game between two NFC West arch rivals that, plays out much like their, final two big meetings in 2022, including the NFC title game. I give the edge to the Rams. I think they have a better overall offense, and this is just going to be a fun chess match between Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay. Yeah. So I am rocking with the Rams with the plus 1.5 right now.
All righty, you heard the horn, so that means we're up against it, but it wouldn't be Where's the Line with the parlay pounder without a parlay play. Jabron, hit me. Hit us. What do you got?
Okay. I got a 3-team parlay for us this week. Ooh. I'm betting $50 on the Dallas Cowboys at a minus 160 money line. I'm changing that back with Los Angeles Chargers at a -230 money line, and then rocking with the Minnesota Vikings at 8:30 a.m. with a -140 bet. Putting $50 on this to win $150 in return.
I like that.
We like it, and that is the 3-team parlay for the week.
You heard it, folks. Get in on it. Now run down the teams one more time there.
Cowboys, Chargers, Vikings, 3-team parlay.
Boom.
All winning this weekend. $50 for $150. Let's get it.
Let's get it. All right, that'll do it for us this week, folks. Be sure to follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. Receive weekly free picks, short videos, feature-length episodes. For Jabron, the Parlay Pounder, I'm Andy Klassen. Thanks, folks, for listening. This has been WTL.